reason. Okay, here we go. So now we should be live. Okay. And we're live. We're back. I'm just going to check the sound as usual. Make sure everything sounds good. Let me see here. Just I have to go to my own page. Hold on. Am I not live yet? The fuck? Instagram, come on. It's just a little
Do you
slow.
want me to share this to my page too?
You can. You can tell people to. I would suggest they go to like YouTube or Rumble if they have to look, because Instagram is only gonna share. It's gonna crop off the screen, so nobody's gonna
I
see us.
see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if it sounds good. You can tell people to. I would think it sounds good. They go to like YouTube if they have. So, say something. I want to hear how you sound.
Hello. Hello, Max. Can you hear me?
Okay, guys, I think it sounds good. If anybody hears that one of us has a lower sound than the other one, please comment that to me like now and not like after 2 hours in on the live like yesterday. I'm like, okay, well, we already finished. So, okay, whatever. I mean, I guess people didn't really give a fuck because the information was good anyway. We were talking about miscarriages yesterday and we pulled up
I
all of these
saw that.
articles and everything. There is so much information and like we can't possibly cover everything. That's why I put links in the
Right.
caption always. So I was like, guys, if you think this is crazy or you find or maybe you don't even believe me, like please go read and look yourself because there's so much. And when you connect the dots, like it's just
Mm-hmm.
crazy and it all makes sense. Oh, I actually downloaded a video. You're gonna fucking love this shit. I'm gonna drop to my phone and play it a little later because now we're back with Facts with Maaxx, episode 14. I've only done 14 episodes. It always feels like I've been doing this for so long, but I have not. And I'm super pumped for today because I've been wanting to have your story for I don't know how long. So I'm gonna introduce you. I'm gonna tell people how I see you, and then you can tell people how you see you. But this is Rabecca,
Fair enough.
and my story with her is she was kind of this. This was kind of early when I started working with the Acemannan, and I remember you were in my DM, and you were this girl that I know you competed, but we didn't know each other, obviously, and I don't
Right.
know if we ever met, and if we did, we never actually had like a real interaction. So I don't know if we met. I didn't know you. Long story short, so I remember you were telling me that you ordered the Acemannan, the immune product, and I was just like, okay, this is cool. This is like a woman that has heard or seen something I'm saying. She's curious and she's willing to try. And you didn't even have like a million questions or anything. You were just like, okay, I got this product. I'm going to try it. Okay, super cool. And then I remember like we were probably talking a little bit back and forth there and you were telling me things, but you didn't tell me everything. I did, I kind of knew
Mm-mm.
that you were feeling a little better and everything. That's cool. That's awesome. But then every time somebody starts a product, I'm always wondering, how long is this person going to stick through? Are they going to try for 3 weeks and give up? Are they even actually going to take it? Are they, like you never know with people. You never know. Or they're just going to be like, nah, this didn't like work for me. And I never really know. Are they going to have a result right away? Are they not going to feel anything for their first month and think it's a bunch of bullshit? Like I don't know what's going to happen. Then fast forward, I met you at Worlds, and I remember I'm backstage, and I wasn't competing, I was working, and I sat down, and you and me talked, and you told me about your autoimmune diseases, and I have goosebumps just thinking about that. And you told me because I didn't even know, like, really what you had experienced, and I was like, oh my god, this woman's story is gonna be one of the craziest of all, and I didn't even know anything about the heart back then. That's a whole new thing. Like it's just like adding up and getting better and better and better. And like I just know there's so much more that's gonna happen too. But I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, like however you want. Who are you? What do you do? Where do people find you? And then your story.
So I am Rebecca. I go by Rebecca Lee, and I'm definitely from the South, given this Southern accent. But yes, as Max stated, we met through competing with the WBFF, and I was following Max, right? And oh, by the way, you can find me on Instagram. Maaxx tags me in a lot of things. Most of my content is me just being stupid. So
We
there's
love
that.
we love that.
Like I think I got married in a thrift store this past week and then married again in a
Oh
meat
yeah.
and three
You have to
southern
share.
restaurant.
You say you
But
share so much good information and you speak up, but you throw in the comedy, and we have to, because I
we
don't.
have to. It's a
I don't.
stress relief for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was following Maaxx and I remember reaching out to my coach because I was just going through, I was feeling a lot of pain. It was hard to get up and get going in the morning. And he's like, well, you know, Maaxx takes immune. And I was like, okay, cool. So I watched some of your stuff and I was
Nate
like,
said that.
Nate, yeah, my
What the
coach
fuck?
did.
And he still didn't try it. Okay, Nate,
We're
if
going to
you
get on to him.
what
Nate,
the fuck
my man,
are you
you
waiting
see
for?
what it's doing
You
for
were the
me.
one telling her about it, and you still haven't tried.
Okay, we're gonna handle Nate. So, um, then I decided to order it because it was in June. I was hitting the stage that August, and I remember looking back at my stage photos from the year before, and I had the worst stomach distension ever. I was humiliated to go on stage with my stomach distended that way. And no matter how much I tried to do vacuums or do all the things, my stomach was still just distended. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna try this product because I really, really, it was so important for me to keep competing and to keep placing better and better and better that I had to try it. Why not, right?
Hmm.
So I get the product and I start taking it, and within just 2 months, I hit the stage, and I sent you some photos. No bloat, um,
Oh yeah.
and then there's a little back history too. In 2020, I started waking up with my eyes swollen out to here, like almost an inch.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not being dramatic. Maaxx has
I'm gonna
pictures
pull up
of
the
just
pictures while you're
fluid
here.
build up. Okay.
Here we go.
The fluid was just built up. So I went from the girl that you see working on her laptop, feeling all
Mm-hmm.
confident that, maybe someone thinks I'm pretty in life, to waking up like that every single day. Something was going on with my body
And that
and I couldn't figure it out.
saying to me, like the
Yeah.
okay, I gotta put this side to side like this. Look at
But
that.
I had reached out, Max, to I can't tell you how many doctors begging for help. I was like, this is not me. And I do still partake in modeling, and I used to model full time. So it impacted me to a deep, deep emotional, mental level because I would hide in my house because I didn't want to be seen. I would only go out when I had absolutely had to.
Mm-hmm.
And me, I do sales, corporate sales for a living, and it was impacting a lot of things in my life because when you don't want to be seen, you can't go to, you're hiding behind, you don't want to turn on your camera for meetings and stuff like that. So I was begging for help, and I will try to find the emails where I was emailing doctors, please help me. And I have text messages, please help me. And so fast forward, it would come and go since 2020 up until I started taking the product. And then I sent Maaxx a video clip of what my eyes look like now.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
This one right. Hold on. Let me see.
yeah.
Oh come on, just fucking play it. I'm like tapping. Just play the.
So I went from what I felt like was horrific, and I would get the nastiest comments. I remember I posted a picture on TikTok and I was showing my back muscle progress, and the mirror caught a little bit of my eyes. And someone was commenting very rudely and saying, why don't you worry more about the baggage and the luggage you're carrying around under your eyes? And just some mean, nasty, hurtful comments. And I decided to shut my TikTok down because
Mm-hmm.
it hurt me so much that I'm begging for help. I'm begging these doctors, please figure out what's wrong with me. And all because of a certain blood test they would run, it would look okay. They'd be like, no, you're fine. It's just a you're allergic to your makeup, you're allergic to this. And I'm like, no. So, I'm getting the nasty comments. I can't post on social media. I am spiraling into a depression that no one really knew about.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted out of it. So I finally start taking Immune, and
So
I
wait,
didn't start taking it
when
for my
was
eyes. I took it for my bloat.
this when you felt this way? That was last year?
It was last year, and it was during Worlds, like not this past Worlds, but the one before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because what we do is it's a also part of a beauty pageant, right? So we have to be
Yeah.
fit, we have to look the part. And me showing up and having this horrible thing under my eyes, I was like, what's going on? I even went to a plastic surgeon. I was thinking about getting whatever they do to women when they go get their
Yeah.
eyes redone.
Bags. Mm-hmm.
I got it. And someone was willing to do it. They quoted me, it was like $5,000. But I knew that, and they were just like, well, this is part of aging because I am 49 and a half. I turned 50 November 1st. Let's face it.
But then the thing is, somehow it will probably have just come back somehow because it's coming from the inside of your
Mhm.
body.
It
So
was from
if
the
we remove
inside.
it, something is going to come out again.
Something was going on. So finally, I started taking the product. Not only did it get rid of the bloat, my eyes started healing. Then I started realizing, wow, I can get out of bed and I'm not walking like a 90-year-old granny because there's more to my story, which Maaxx and I, we probably should pillar this out.
You,
I had back surgery in 2010 and it left me partially paralyzed on my left leg. So I got sent home with a prescription for a walker and was told, sorry, you signed the paperwork, right?
mm-hmm.
Um, so I was having to drag my body down the hall with my arms, my upper body, because I had a paralyzed left leg. So that goes back to the extensive of some lower back injuries that I have. And that was what was causing me to wake up every morning in pain. It was horrible. And at one point, I was on so much pain medication, I looked it up, and they don't even give that much pain medication to people in surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, I was like, I can't take this anymore. I can't do this. I can't live like this. I can't live medicated. I can't do the things. So, what I'm about to say, do not do this because it was something risky that I did. I cold turkey cut up everything, and this was probably 2 years ago before I ever found Acemannan. But I went through the worst, whatever happens, like when you come off of
Withdrawals from,
opioids or
yeah, yeah,
withdrawals.
like a drug addict coming off drugs. Yeah.
Yeah. And I went into my doctor and he said, oh, do you need a refill? I was like, no, I took myself off of this. And he almost fell on the floor with a heart attack. He's like, Rebecca, with your heart condition, you could have gave yourself a heart attack. You shouldn't have done that. So I can't recommend
That
doing my approach.
when the doctors say that in the first place, when you take yourself off meds, you can have a heart attack. What does that say about the meds?
Yeah, they're not designed for us. So I come off of that and I'm upped my immune
Mm-hmm.
and I started noticing my knees don't hurt.
Mm-hmm.
My low back, I'm not having to get up every morning and sit on ice heat, ice heat. My neck doesn't hurt. So like I started noticing all these little things that were changing within my body. And then I think after you and I spoke at Worlds, that's really when I was like, I'm all in. I am all
And
in. We're
you
shutting
were
Big Pharma
only
down.
you were only taking one product then, right?
Only one product back then.
Now you're doing.
Only one.
I know that, but yeah, this is most of her results came only on one product. That's actually a lot of people. I mean, I typically tell people when they start, if you can do two, that's great. But if you can't, a lot of people are experiencing really great results only doing one thing at first. And then when they're like feeling it and understanding that it actually works, typically then people are okay. I'm 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 in. Like what else? What's next?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And I recall I had an episode where I was hospitalized and I went in, and this kind of tags back to the heart because I've had two TIAs, which are like I think they could refer to them as like mini strokes. And then I had a heart attack in 2017. And so I go into the hospital because I'm having these horrible chest pains. I'm like, what in the world's going on? And I stayed overnight and they did all the tests. And probably back in 2013, I was diagnosed with a couple different heart conditions. But one was mitral valve prolapse, where you have a leaky, like floppy valve in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
So during this hospital stint that was recent, a couple months ago, they go in, they do the echoes, they do all this imaging of my heart and all this stuff, and I don't have mitral valve prolapse anymore. My body is like self course correcting,
The day you texted me
and
that, I remember, Maaxx, th- this isn't possible. Maaxx, you have to go research this. I'm like,
I was like, this is
completely
not humanly possible, Maaxx.
understand.
How is my heart attaching a valve on its own? Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened, and my most recent thing, because look, I am a Southern woman. Southern women do all things. And I was moving some furniture.
Mm-hmm.
I bulged my L5 in my back,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, gosh dang it. I was, that happened on a Tuesday. By Thursday, I was in so much pain. I was piled up in the bed, but I had spoke to our team and got my order placed. So I think it was actually, I spent all day Thursday in bed. That evening, my package arrived. I started taking, it was either 2 or 4 of the Limitless.
Mm-hmm.
I was out of the bed. That was on like a Thursday. I was out of the bed by Saturday, up and moving. And I actually have a text message from one of my friends that's here doing work. He was like, how did you heal so quick? Because he saw me and I couldn't walk. I could not move. I was in so much pain and I was in the bed.
You
So
like
I did
imagine.
the Limitless and the Immune, and everyone is like just dumbfounded to see me go from this pain level and not even being able to. Maaxx, I couldn't even put on my shoes.
Yeah, and then for people to understand, why did this do this to her? So Limitless is made of betalains. Betalains is one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory molecules on the planet. So what we do in our product is we extract betalains out of the sugar beet. We take away everything else, all the toxins, all the sugars, all everything, enhance it. So one capsule is equivalent to 500 beets of betalain, meaning imagine how many did you say you take?
Between 2 and 4.
2 and 4 in a day. So you guys do the math here. Do you know how much Betalain she took? It probably
I did
just
a whole farmer's market
removed.
of beets, girl.
Yeah,
It was
it
a whole farmer's
removed
market of beets was gone.
the inflammation, because at the end of the day, most
Mhm.
of your pain was probably just caused by inflammation. That's all it is, because things are swelling in your body and it's pressing on who knows what. Like
Pressing on
I
nerves
don't know
and
the
mhm.
science exactly of where it's pressing and why. But what I do know is that when you take away inflammation, a lot of your pain goes away. Like I've done, do you know? I don't know if I told you I torn my hip. This is about 2 weeks ago. I was in so much pain. I swear Joel had to pick me up from the floor, and when he did, I almost cried. And I can take a lot of pain. Like if you as much as touched me, I would scream out loud. For 2 days, it hurt so bad. I didn't sleep at all. So for the 2 days, only 2 days, I took 10 immune and 6 limitless. And on the third day, it was like it never even happened.
Mhm. No, that was the same with my herniated disc. And I remember that Tuesday, I did it on Tuesday. That Wednesday, I went to the chiropractor and I almost canceled because I couldn't move. I'm struggling. And
Mm-hmm.
she's feeling down my back and she's like, your back is so inflamed. I had so much
Yeah.
inflammation around my spinal cord. She did what she could, which I have an amazing chiropractor and she's all holistic. And
Mm-hmm.
we
Have you
have
told
we
her
have
about the
her interested now.
Oh yeah.
So
You
yeah, that's when I have her attention.
imagine
But
you start giving this
she
to
was like, wow, Rabecca. And so even her, she's just like, how is this even humanly possible?
hmm It's so
Because
crazy.
our
People don't
bodies are
think it's
designed to
humanly.
self heal.
Exactly. This is what our bodies are meant to do. And people think this is like, oh no, this is not possible. No, this is what it's supposed to be. Like the
Yeah.
other shit that we know is not the real. That's not the stuff that is supposed to be.
No, it's not. And so when I approach someone, so I've had a couple people contact me and they're just like, what is it you take? So recently I went to New York.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone I was with was come back sick. By definition, I should be sick. I should have had the flu.
Mm.
I should have been running a fever. Now, I made the horrible mistake and I was blowing Max's phone up. I'm like, Max, I forgot my immune at home. Do you know anyone in New York?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was going to do some back alley shady shit to get my Ace
I
Man
would have
back in my
overnighted
body.
too. There's a reason why I carry about 6 months supply of product at home, because when something happens, like my friend, she got hit by a truck a couple of weeks ago, so I overnighted Limitless to her, and girl, in a week later, she was in the gym. And she got a back
Yeah,
infection. She was, yeah.
yeah.
So that's
That's
why
why,
I do
yeah,
that, because if you order on the website, it's not going to come tomorrow. Like the office works office
yeah.
hours, they ship quickly, but then the USPS, yada, 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 you know? So if I have a friend that is in need, I will overnight that shit.
So now I have, I think, 4 or 5 of the Limitless on hand, and then
Mhm.
I have 4 of the 112 count immune on hand, plus
Yeah.
2 of the
I mean,
56
they will
count.
last you.
I
So
mean,
on the bottle, this is information straight from our formulator. On the bottle, we have to put that they expire in 2 years. They last about 5. This is just for people to know. We have to put 2 years, they last about 5. So they're not going to go bad. Like, if you have more of it, and also if you go on the website and order, the more you order, the bigger discount you get. So when I go
mhm,
online and I order, and I'm not saying, here's the thing, I don't have an unlimited amount of money. I don't want people to think that. But to
no,
me, to spend $3,000 on these products is more important than anything else. I'd rather not have a car. That's how much I know what the fuck this is. So I have 2 times in a year I went in and ordered 6 months of product. Like, and I'm saving a lot of money. And actually I'm gonna put while we're talking, because I want all you guys to fucking try this. And if you try it, I want you to order it off of Rebecca. Because she deserves everything. Wait,
you're a sweetheart. So that in one of
what's
the
your
points too,
link?
Max
I'm
is
gonna put it here.
it's I'll have to look, babe. It's like
Rebecca Lee? No, Rebecca
I
Miller.
think it is Rebecca Lee. Is I think it's Rebecca Lee.
Lee.
Um,
Alovea.com.
I'm looking. I
Yeah.
was trying to explain to one of my friends or just sharing information. I was like, how much money is a copay when you go to a walk-in clinic,
Yeah.
right? You know, I'm
Mm-hmm.
in sales. I deal with multi-million-dollar contracts every day. So let's look at this the holistically,
Mm-hmm.
logistic, whatever.
Also, a
How
side
much do
note,
you
which we're going
pay?
to talk
Go
about
ahead.
after, you can use your insurance to buy our product. We can get deeper into that after, but most of the time, you guys can. So there's always a way. I'm helping my friend's mom right now. I'm just double checking your link. Yes, that's it. But there are ways to use your insurance to get it covered every month.
I believe is it also you can use your HSA. I think we need to check into
Yes,
that, but
you
you're
can.
like your
You can.
FSA, HSA.
Absolutely, you can. Skunk of
So I
one.
was sharing with a friend. I was like, "How much did you pay for you and your daughter to go to the clinic?" And it's like
Mm-hmm.
$40. That's $80. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then how much was your prescriptions for this antibiotic that you're putting in your body that you don't need to be putting in your body? But I'll get off that soapbox.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, it was X amount of dollars. I was like, okay, so you spent well over $100 buying a temporary patch for your body because now you have a weakened immune system, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're sick. You're
Mm-hmm.
pumping all this Western medicine in it, which is harming your organs,
Yep.
and you're still out 100 and something dollars. So
Yep.
instead of making those decisions, why
Mm.
don't we buy the 112 count of immune?
Yep.
Let's start giving it to the whole family. Buy another bottle before you run out, and then let's not get sick because Max, I have not had a
Exactly. It's
cold,
fucking
caught the flu, or anything since June of 2023 or whenever it was, the first June that I
Mhm.
started taking this. I have not been sick. I've not
Yep.
ran a fever. I've not
And
had a
that's
cold.
people don't
Nothing.
really think about. Like, if you actually get sick, you know how much money you lose. You're probably gonna need stuff to get better, and then maybe you
You're
can't
out of work.
work. All of these things. Maybe you need to take help with your kids, depending on how sick you are. I
Extra
mean, there's
child
so
care.
many expenses
Hmm.
that you save on, or like even like you're saying, okay, we're women, right? Beauty costs. Like, I don't have no beauty costs. I don't. Do you know what my hair extensions used to cost me? I had 3
Oh,
packs.
girl.
Those hair extensions were $3,000, and it's close to $1,000 to get them reinstalled every 6 weeks. Like, you fucking girls do the math. I mean, all girls know. You know,
Yeah,
we
no,
don't need
I'm
that.
not doing it.
Nope.
I'm on a mission because by August, I'm not sure how much my hair will be grown out, but
Mhm.
I am over
Oh my
doing
god, I know.
that.
I just washed
And
super fluffy
I
now.
can tell a difference in mine because with me, so I don't mind sharing with people. I was diagnosed with lupus and
Hmm.
like four other autoimmune diseases. And I messaged Max and I was like, I will be, if not the first person, to have results come back to say, you no longer have lupus. I am on a mission
Yeah,
to
I
handle
don't want to
this.
kill that dream, but we have probably like 100 lupus stories of people that don't have lupus anymore. So I
Right.
already know
That
you.
don't really have it because it's everyone gets diagnosed with it.
Hmm.
So instead of stating it that way, I'll state it this way. I will have proof that my blood work will change and my
Yes.
overall health is
Oh, and
changing.
I love because
So,
athlete too. Well, we track things differently, and I just told people that. So right now, when I do the live, I'm drinking Focus and Core, and I might have told you too. So I did a test a little while ago, and I did have some mold in my body, which I have shared with people already, and I wasn't surprised because
yes.
I already know why. But what I actually was very proud and a little shocked over is I had zero parasites, zero heavy metals, and zero chemicals in my body. So, for everyone who doesn't know the new core product, we can officially tell you that this detoxes heavy metals, and I can unofficially tell you that it detoxes more things we're not allowed to say yet. But heavy metals, we have to follow the guidelines and say what we're allowed to say. So, heavy
I know.
metals, and everybody knows heavy metals are probably present in most people, and it's not good for you, and it's very good to get rid of it. And this does that. And this one has a little bit of Acemannan and Betalains, the product she was talking about. Immune Limitless, it has a little bit of both of them in this, which is why it puts like a reddish color. It doesn't have a taste at all. You can put it in your coffee, you can put it in anything. It doesn't taste anything. It also has prebiotic fiber and collagen, and which I think when I started this, that's when my hair started getting even crazier, and that
Hmm.
might be the collagen that is just like boosting because my hair was already so much thicker before, but now it's just I don't even know. I called my mom the other day. My mom is super excited. She's hoping she's gonna get thick hair because I always had my mom's hair. It's like half bald type of thinness of hair,
That's my
and she
mother's
looks at me. She's
mom.
like, your eyebrows got so big, she said. How is that possible? I was like, oh my God, they probably did. I didn't even think about that. Because we used to have super tiny, when you were young and like plucked your eyebrows and then they fucking never grow back again?
Yes, girl, I'm a million
Yeah.
years old. So that was the
Yeah.
trend. You went and you got
I
these
even
tiny
shaved.
little,
I shaved mine off. Yes. It was so bad. It
and
was
then you would
so bad.
color them back in. And you
Hmm.
walk in a store and it would look like you had a Sharpie a hold of your head. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's not the look now.
Beautiful. I was
But
hair and painted eyebrows. Oh my God. I got to find a photo of that.
I can tell a difference in my hair and just genetically, I have like what I call a five head. But you know what? Tyra Banks had
I get
had a five head where you can put all five fingers over your forehead. So I have a huge forehead,
I,
and but I was like, you know what?
do I not?
Tyra was on
Yeah,
magazines.
I do
No, girl, not look like
too.
mine's a big daddy. Mine's a
I
big daddy.
never saw that. I don't think so. That's just on you in your head.
So, but I can tell that my hair is getting better, and not to discredit any of the women or men out here pushing a product that is a topical solution for your hair.
That can
Because yes, your
very
hair needs moisture, it needs all the things, but you have to heal your body from within
yes.
to get the external results. And so, Max, I actually sat with a woman today at lunch because there's a certain skincare line that I promote and I do.
Hmm.
It's the Bellamy, and it's a great product line.
I think
But
topical
I was
are great, but you got to fix the inside first.
You have to
Topical,
fix on the inside, and that's what
you
I
want
was
to start
explaining to
with.
her.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
she's a dear friend of mine, and I text you about her, like the colitis, the high blood pressure, the diabetes, and so I was doing our research on our back office, and I was like, this is all you need.
Yeah.
Take this. Let's start. biohacking and reverse age you to get you off of this stuff because the skincare that you're using is topical. It's only going to help, it's like an artist when you paint on canvas. It's
Mm.
just putting something on that top layer. But
Yeah,
we have to
you're
fix our
kind of
bodies
still
from
just you're just
inside,
hiding the problem.
masking it. We're wearing a
Mm-hmm.
mask. So, I was just educating her on we have to start healing from within.
Mm-hmm.
And because I think I shared this with you, I can't do Botox. My body is just like, eh. I always get like some kind of reaction from it. So I'm having to fight aging, kicking and screaming,
Uh-huh.
but doing it more of a holistic approach. You know what I'm saying? Like just from within.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's scary to think I turned 50 this year. Do I want to
That
look 50?
because
Hell no, girl.
you
I do
know
not want to
what?
look
Here's the
50.
thing. Knowing what I know, you're barely a third through your life. If that's what you want. Here's the thing. I believe that unless a person gets in an accident, and even an accident in a way, I believe, because I'm spiritual, right? I think everything that
Me
happens to
too.
people, somehow, some way, you manifested it. And it might sound harsh, but
Oh, I
even when you
believe it.
go through bad shit, somehow
Mhm.
you are bringing it onto yourself. You really are. So if you truly wanted to be 150 years old with the knowledge you are now gaining, you can. Then maybe you don't want to fucking be 150 years old. That's a different question. But you can, and you can also be it and do it and fucking feel good the entire time. It's very
No,
possible.
absolutely, and it's possible to also. Now I can't timestamp that I'll be hot at 150. My hotness might end at like 99 years old. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
hot.
But I'm gonna be 150 with a banging body, and we're gonna do the best we can with the upstairs. But I just say it, you do the right things,
You
and
believe
you
that you
just keep
can get
yourself
to
in check.
80 with a pretty banging body because I've seen it.
Absolutely, and I'm gonna keep my, of course,
Oh,
beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and I don't want to sound like I'm not being humble, but I want to maintain the upstairs as well, right? The face and
mm-hmm,
all that. So I do believe it's achievable, but we have to start healing our body from the inside,
mm-hmm.
and that's exactly what this product does. And I probably get a little too passionate or pissed off when people are like,
No, you
"Oh,
can.
the
I'm the same.
price or whatever." I'm just like, "How much are you
We had
freaking
some
paying?"
questions in the Rumble. So my friend Chris is here. So I said, Chris, he got done with an open house. He's asking what products helps with parasites. So we have I'm going to talk a little bit more about the course. So we work with the food technology. I know that Chris knows about this because I've told him, but Acemannan and Betalains are our main molecules. Acemannan in itself helps the body detox toxins and bad cells. So when you start taking the immune that Rabecca here started with, and
Mhm.
myself as well, your body will start to get rid of toxins. So you will start to detox. Toxins and parasites are not the same, obviously. We recently launched a product called Core. This one came out only not even 2 months ago, so we still don't have it in all the countries. So if you live in a country where you don't have it, don't worry, it will come. It just takes some time with laws and stuff to get everything approved, but it's coming. And it's also new enough for us to not be able to truly share everything about it yet. But we are allowed to tell you that Core detoxes heavy metals. But I can say as a friend that it helps detox other things as well, but we cannot legally publicly share any details on that. Though I do want to point out to people, if you are dealing with a very, very, very bad case of parasites or mold or metals, like, and I'm talking to the point where it's affecting your entire life, I mean a really bad type of stuff, because I know those people, this isn't going to be enough. If that is you and you are really, really sick, and Chris is not. So for Chris, this is perfectly fine. You can kick off on this. You'll be fine. But I have been talking to a woman in my WhatsApp for a little while that reached out to me on TikTok. Her daughter is extremely sick. It's been for 3 years. Doctors have not been able to help her. And if you have this kind of extreme case, I'm very happy to talk to you off this screen, because you might still need medical help depending on how bad it is, because parasites
Right.
can kill you. I want people to understand this.
Hmm.
Parasites
Yes.
can kill you. So don't, I will never say that this is going to fix that kind of stuff. Like, we have a guy in the gym here who went on a vacation or a trip somewhere to some exotic place, caught an extremely bad case of a parasite that almost killed him. It literally ate him up from the inside, and it got so big that it was covered. I don't remember how long he said it was, but it was like filling up all of his body. And and if people don't know this, the parasites move around in your body and they start to fuck around with your
Mm.
brain. So if you have parasites, and you start to feel like it's not you kind of acting and thinking anymore, it feels like somebody else is kind of doing it for you. Could also be possessed by a demon, but that's a different story. But the parasite could be literally eating off of your brain and make you do things you don't want to do. So I just want, this is a whole different conversation. And most people are not dealing with this kind of extreme shit. But I do want to point out that there is such thing. And if that is you, please reach out. I can connect you with other people. I can share other information. But I do detoxes myself. I was dealing with mold myself. And what
Hmm.
I do for the mold is homemade detox. Joel is like the detox fucking shaman king over here. Zeolite, bentonite clay, charcoal. Pure 100% organic ingredients mixed and take a spoon every day. It will suck that shit out of you. Uh,
I'm glad you
heal-
told me about that because
yeah.
I was,
Mhm. You
what's
can
it called,
also
a
do
Maaxx
coffee
test?
enemas, but a coffee enema is, again, is not going to kill the worst extreme case of a parasite either.
On the mold, right.
Yeah,
Well, so
and you
mine was
need like,
mold. I had a mold overgrowth.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they put me on, what did I tell you? It was either 4 months or they wanted me to do 4 months or 6 months of antibiotics.
You
Or
did 4
antifungals is what it would have been.
months of antibiotics? Wait.
No, I wouldn't say I did because I never listened to
Oh,
Western
okay, good.
medicine.
I was gonna
I'm
say
saying
they
they
wanted
wanted me
they
to.
wanted to.
So
What
then
did
you and I
they want
chatted, so
you?
I ordered the little recipe that you just named out the
They
clay,
want
the
you to
charcoal.
antibiotics for mold. How does that make
It
any?
was it's an antifungal. So
No,
it was,
zeolite. Zeolite is your best friend.
yeah.
When it comes to mold,
So
zeolite is what you want.
they did is it called a Motts test, whatever.
Uh
And
huh.
they were like, wow, you registered really, really high for mold. And I was like, okay, that might be why you're sluggish, blah, blah, blah. And the cure
Mm-hmm.
was you do one round of, I can't remember, starts with an N, type of antifungal antibiotic type thing.
Uh huh.
Then you do diflucan. Then you do that again. Then you do that again. And it's just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat,
Oh my God!
taking the
Somebody just
medicine.
wrote. Okay. Do you know of any testimonials where Alovea products have helped someone with colitis? That is so cool because Rebecca just
We
texted
were
me
just asking
right
about that. Yep.
before. So I'm gonna just do a little tiny quick science lesson here for all of you guys, and then explain to you why our products will help anything. So all health issues that exist in the world stem from nutrient deficiency and or typically both inflammation. These are only two things. If you didn't have any nutrient deficiencies at all, and if you had no inflammation in your body, you would not be dealing with anything. That's it. Okay, what's acemannan? Acemannan is a polysaccharide inside the aloe vera plant. Acemannan contains mannose, which is the exact same thing as it is in mother's breast milk. Mother's breast milk contains every nutrient a baby or a human needs. So that when the baby is born, all you need to do is breastfeed them. They don't need anything else. Now we live in a shitty world. Moms are not necessarily healthy. Babies might be, their breast milk might not be really what it is. But let's say you are a relatively healthy person that take care of yourself. Your breast milk should be enough. They shouldn't need anything else. Nothing else.
Hmm.
So Acemannan provides you all the nutrients you need. Boom, one problem solved, right? Betalains reduces cellular inflammation. Boom, second problem solved. So when we give you all the nutrients so you don't have deficiencies anymore, and then we
Hmm.
take away your inflammation, now your body will start to do what your body is designed to do by whatever you believe in, by God, by universe, by whatever. It's supposed to heal itself So take the product. Now your body can just deal with the shit itself. And what is colitis? So I used to have IBS. My good friend had Crohn's, and another good friend of mine had colitis. My friend had colitis to the point where she was probably in the hospital every month at some point. She would literally be shitting blood and, all the things. Really bad. What is colitis? Colitis is an autoimmune disease. And guess what colitis does to the body? It causes inflammation in your gut and bowel. And what did I just say that we do? We reduce inflammation. So, does that answer your question? Do we have any actual testimonials for colitis? I'm pretty sure. I've only been a part of the company for a year. They've been around. The technology the company has changed form through the years, but it's been around for close to 30 years or 25 to 30 years. So, do we have colitis stories? I'm pretty sure there are a lot of them. And if somebody wants an actual story, I'm sure I can dig that up afterwards. But
Yeah.
have I personally helped a person with colitis yet? No. Have I personally helped a person with Crohn's? Yes. Have I helped myself get rid of my IBS? Yes.
So here's what I would say, Max. So those people
Mm-hmm.
that are like wanting or needing a testimonial, I would say cross the bridge. Cross the bridge, order the product, let it do what it's going to do for you.
Here is another
Because,
that we can actually share with people. If somebody, so here's the thing: we have what do we call it? Like an Alovea team Telegram chat. I don't know if you're in it, but if you're not, I can put you in there. So if anybody that signs up with Alovea, not just customers, but if you sign up as an affiliate or a business partner, you get added to the company chats basically. And we have one Telegram chat where every single person in the entire company is in the chat, and you can basically say, hey guys, has anyone had colitis? And I swear to you, you get 20 people sharing their stories with you.
yeah.
So that's typically how I do. So if you came to me and asked me, hey, is there a colitis story? What I would do later after our live is go into the Telegram chat and say, hey, how many people in here have had colitis? And then I probably have a story for you later.
And what I would be interested in is those who research it say, okay, we have a colitis story, it was resolved.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to purchase. What other benefits will be your testimony? Just like mine.
Mm-hmm.
I purchased this product to solve a bloating issue because I didn't want to look like I was 5 months pregnant on a
Yep.
competition stage.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that it was going to help my mitral valve prolapse, the rest of my inflammation, all the other things that we spoke about, my eyes, all these things were so beneficial. So that's why I'm just trying to encourage people not to box yourself in with one particular thing that maybe you have going on, because this product can help your life in so many other aspects, right? So it probably will help your colitis, but it's also going to help you reduce inflammation. That's
Mm-hmm.
going to help you with other areas of your life, if that makes any
So
sense.
I'm sure that a lot of people know this, but the majority of our immune system is in our guts. And most things in the world these days somehow mess with your gut microbiome. Acemannan restores your gut microbiome, meaning when your gut functions as it should, it will just take care of everything, because almost everything, and I'm not saying every
Hmm.
single thing, but almost everything stems from your gut. When you get sick in any shape or form, it's typically your gut not being well.
Hmm.
And fix the gut, like it will just fix so many things. I used to be that person that had to take a digestive enzyme every time I ate. Like every time. I don't need digestive enzymes. What am I going to do with those? My gut doesn't need help anymore. Because people are like, do you take digestive enzymes? No, you just take that because your gut doesn't work. You don't need it if your gut works. And
Yeah,
then
I
again,
was handed off,
I
what
I
is
do
it,
multi.
probiotics or
Mm-hmm.
protonics, Max, like
Probiotic,
protonics, you know what I'm talking about?
plutonic,
Protonics,
plutonics.
protonics. Have you heard of those?
No.
Anyways, it's something that like
Is
helps
yours
the
like
acid
this?
in your
Yeah,
stomach.
your face is like disappeared almost. It almost looks like bad service, maybe.
It's, well, I do live in the country on the
Okay,
side of a mountain.
that's fine. I just want to make sure I can see your pretty face. Actually, before, I want to play because I pulled in a couple of your videos here. Let me see.
So where I was going with that is I used to have to take Protonics or acid reflux, but I don't have to take
Uh-huh.
it anymore because I
Yep.
don't have acid reflux anymore because my
Yep.
gut is doing all the things.
So Rebecca posted this today, and we're just gonna play. You see how much better she looks, and then I snagged another video that you also posted today. This is her now though. This is a badass bitch, and as you guys can see, like we do things where we show our bodies and stuff. And so the first time ever I competed, I had streptococcus in my gut. And I looked like I was pregnant. So you can die from that if anyone doesn't know what it is. Yeah, I had my digestive system was completely shut. This is in 2020. I got streptococcus in my stomach. Don't even know exactly how that happened, but basically every time, like 24/7, I looked like I was pregnant. And I remember doing check-in pictures, and my coach was like, "Do you have your period?" And I was like, "No." She's like, "Are you pregnant?" No. She's like, "What's going on? Are you allergic to something?" I'm like, "I don't know." She's like, "Which meal is causing that?" I'm like, "No, I woke up. I would just wake up like that." And then I started a detox. And back then, I didn't know about Acemannan and all this stuff back then. So I got help from this holistic dude that put me on peptides. I don't use peptides anymore. Not to say all peptides are bad. I don't think so, but I don't think we need them. But he put me on something called thymosin alpha. I detoxed for 3 months. I shit my brains out 17 times a day for 3 months. I don't wish that upon anybody. I was sitting I couldn't even, I didn't have a life. I spent half of the day in the bathroom. I was just sitting in there. And I'm like, my friend will call me. I'm like, I swear, I think I'm going to shit my organs out. Like, I don't even know what's going on. It was the worst experience of my fucking life. And I was like, here's the thing, guys. You are going to need to detox. You have to do it. But you're not going to have to do it like I did back then, because now we know way better and we know how to do it quicker. You're not going to need to shit your brains out for 3 months. But you might detox a little bit. And some people detox in the bathroom. That's very true. But some people don't detox in the bathroom. We had Erin on the live yesterday who had asthma. So her detox was basically just coughing up shit. And then now she doesn't do it anymore. It's all gone. And now she doesn't need the inhaler or anything anymore. So detoxes can happen in different ways depending on what you're going through.
You're the best storyteller ever, Max. I wasn't laughing at your pain or suffering of
You,
having to shit your
I don't
brains
care.
out,
Just like
but
you, I am
you're
here to spread joy to people. If somebody wants to laugh at me, please be my guest. And
I fucking love you. You're like, I'm shitting my organs out.
somebody
Damn it, there goes my
when me
heart. Now I
like,
gotta be a cold hearted bitch the rest of my life.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Okay, I'm gonna
I'm gonna
behave.
read some comments. We got kind of weird that we have cow's milk in the stores instead of human milk. Well, who is gonna provide the human milk? That's my question. Why don't we just all take a
Nah,
snack and let the moms keep the
yeah.
milk for the babies? But I
Yeah,
get I
now we're
see
getting
people.
into some freaky stuff,
Like,
okay? Now we
no, let's keep the milk to the babies, and we
yeah,
take
let's
Ace
keep
Man.
this to the
It's
babies.
basically the same. And this man is
Yeah,
already on Ace Man, so he knows it. He's kicking ass. His
yeah.
story is going to be crazy later. Your gut is literally another brain. Yes, but the gut is the
Mm-hmm.
body's second brain. It's actually called that. This is where gut instinct comes from. Similarly, your heart is as well. Furthermore, a vortex. Yes. And then he said, Rebecca and Max look like twin sisters.
I'm just the way older twin.
We don't even, age is not real. Someone said, Eric said, awesome live stream. Thanks, Eric. But you're on Instagram. I hope you jump on Rumble so you can actually see us.
Yes, because I think on Instagram you see
You
a little
see,
bit of my mini blondes or blondes, and then you see a
and
little bit of
you know what I
you.
have to get better at? I have these buttons that I always forget to use.
This is some
Oh,
bullshit.
I just made them myself, but I need
Oh,
to
I
start getting
love
better
that
at it
one.
because
I
we have.
wish my face wasn't distorted.
I need to start using it more. Joel was asking me, "Are you using the buttons?" I was like, "No, I forgot which one was what." I have to redo it and then remember.
Well, we need to get you a southern button that says "Bless your
Yes.
heart."
Oh, you
So
can
when
do a
we get,
voice
yeah.
recording and I'll put your voice on the button.
No.
Yes. You can record whatever you want on them.
Max, we do not want me going, bless your heart.
Yes.
Everybody knows that's a big fuck you in Southern, okay?
Bless your heart. That works. Well, I was on the phone with
Yeah.
actually some friends the other day and I was sitting there and talking about something. And then Joel is like, Max, stop swearing in front of their kids. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't think about
Oh,
it. But she
it's
just
just
told
a
me
word.
it's not a big deal. She said, I'm a trucker. I'm a trucker daughter. She said, they've heard everything.
You know what? It is what it is. We're just here to spread love, joy, and to
Yeah.
shut Big Pharma down, in my opinion. But hey,
Speaking of Big Pharma, okay, so I know you're gonna enjoy this video I found today. I feel like we need to play it.
let's do it.
Let's see here. Here we go. I'll share my screen.
FDA approved the first electronic pill, if I can call it like that. So it is basically biological chip that it is in the tablet. And once you take the tablet and dissolves into your stomach, sends a signal that you took the tablet. So imagine the applications of that, compliance. The insurance companies to know that the medicines that patients should take, they do take them. It is fascinating what happens in
Okay, let's just say that we don't want that shit. So they're gonna start tracking you guys. So when I tell you that you should actually come and listen and jump on this now, I'm being serious because you're not going to want to have health insurance because they are going to force you to take meds. And if you don't take them, because I'm sure now that technically you could pretend you took them and get money and whatever, but now that's not going to probably work anymore soon. So, guys, it's fucking time to get your shit together.
Yeah, no, I'm
Because
not doing this shit.
when you take meds, you destroy yourself. You're basically selling your soul, just
Hmm.
like the stuff me and Aaron covered just a little bit yesterday about national citizenship, sovereign being, and debt discharge. When you're born, your social security number, you're basically selling your soul when you're born, or your parent is. They're selling your soul. You become an object. You're not a living being. You are not in the system a living being. You can change these things by doing things in a certain way and doing certain applications and doing certain things legally to change this. And this is something that I will be talking about in the future because I'm currently doing it all to myself. But I don't want to talk about it before I'm done. But just so you guys know, you don't matter. You're not a living being. You are an object that they
Mm-mm.
control and they do whatever the fuck they want to. So if you don't want that anyway, if you want that, great, you do you. But if you don't want that, it's fucking time to start listening. And I think step number one, my dream was always to get people to not have health insurance. That's my dream. I don't want you to have a health insurance. I don't want you to need it. I haven't had a health insurance in over 7 years. And I can tell you, do you know how much money I've saved? And I am not some super being that was born without being able to be sick. Trust me, I went through everything. I was born sick. If somebody doesn't know my story, so I was born super early. Whatever the reason was for all of my complications, some people told my mom certain things. I don't care. I think my mom did the best she could. She's from Sweden. She fed me real food. She was super holistic. We didn't use medications, but I still was born with a shit ton of problems. And I don't know why. I mean, they sneak shit in somewhere regardless, even if it's not in medication. So I was born so early that my pee system wasn't developed yet. So I couldn't pee. So I had urine infections, I think up until I was 3 years old, basically, maybe every week or so. And then on top of that, my ears had not fully developed when I was born either. So I had ear infections all the time. I'm always shoved garlics in my ears. Always. I went to swim school. Every time I had a swim class, I got water in my ears and I got an ear infection. And I still to this day, any ear doctor has told me they've never seen an ear so small in their life, like the inside of it. That which is why if I get an infection in my ear, it's automatically not a hole anymore. Like it takes very little for that hole to just be gone. I can't wear headphones in my ears; they don't fit. On top of this, I had, which we didn't know when I was young, but I had scoliosis. I had always had back pain, but I don't think me or my parents or anybody like even thought about what it could have come from. Long story short, when I was in my 30s, about 30, early 30s, I went to do a scan with my ex-husband because my ex-husband had scoliosis. So he was gonna do a body scan and check how everything was looking. So I was like, I want to do this fucking scan too, I want to see what's going on because they also measure imbalances in the body. So they do our scans and then they come out and they tell him they're like, yeah, your scoliosis is pretty bad, but and they point at me, oh my god, what's going on in there? And I'm like, what? And they're showing me, and I'm like, I didn't even fucking know. Now it makes sense why I have pain all the time. Like I had no idea. And in a way, I'm kind of glad I didn't because I don't care. And it's the same like when I was young, I ADHD, hyperactivity, all this shit. But my parents were not about doctors, so I'm not diagnosed. And I believe this: if I don't get diagnosed, it doesn't exist. Cool, And then I just resolved all my shit. Like I don't care. Or like a little while ago, I torn something in my knee, and the thing is, I've torn the other knee in the exact same way before. And somebody was like, what was the medical diagnosis? What did the MRI say? And I just look at this person. I'm like, you know me better. I don't go to doctors. I don't give a fuck. I diagnose myself. I look at my knee and I'm like, oh shit, something broke. Let's fix it. Like, I don't give a fuck what the Well, as you guys hear on this live, I'm telling you, all fucking shit in the whole world comes from the same thing. So what does it matter what your condition is? It's fucking inflammation or nutrient deficiency. Either or. There's one of them. Like, I don't give a shit about anything else. I don't need to know. I just know I fucked something up and I can't walk. It's like, I think all of us need to unlearn everything we know. What do you think they did back in the days in like the fucking way back in the days? You think they were out and something happened to somebody and they get sick? I'm like, hey, we got to figure out what this diagnosis is. No, they just like, oh shit, we got to fix this person now. Like they didn't, I don't think they necessarily cared about, because they were probably not even named for shit back then.
No,
So
they're not going to be like, stop killing the buffalo. We need to diagnose what just happened here.
Right?
Everybody halt picking the greens. We need to assess the situation.
I'm sure a lot of people know, but anything that ends with the word itis means inflammation. So why don't we just call it inflammation? But somebody's like, yeah, but I'm dealing with this super rare disease. Like, not a lot of people have this. I'm like, what's it called? I said, oh, it's called blah, 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 itis. All I heard was, oh, inflammation. No, everybody has that. Like, what? You're not that special. Like, they just came up with a new fancy word to confuse you. It's all inflammation. Like, that's it. That's it. Or somebody said a while ago, oh my God, my dog has carotinitis. I'm like, oh, inflammation? Cool. Yeah, we can fix that. I was like, like, it doesn't fucking matter. Even cancer. Cancer also comes from inflammation, if somebody didn't know that. It actually does. Like, go do your fucking research.
So you cure the inflammation?
Because
handle stuff.
maybe the cancer came from, a chemical or whatever the fuck it came from. Like, the actual why it came in the first place. But the chemical or shit you got into you now caused inflammation. So does it fucking matter which chemical you ate or took or fucking ingested? It's still inflammation. So it's like
And then if they take the anti-inflammatories, Maaxx, it just tears up the stomach. So I will not take ibuprofen or Advils or Aleve or naproxens or any of that. Or Tylenols, none of it.
Because there's also every medication will cause a side effect, and then you need another medication to fix that. It's just an evil cycle of shit.
So I had blood work actually come back, and it was horrible. I think I was in stage 2 kidney failure. And I was like, what? Yeah, I forgot to tell you that part too. So,
Uh-huh.
anyways, I was like, I'm not accepting this. My kidneys are going to work. So I'm putting it out to the universe because I'm the same as you. I was like,
Oh, wait.
universe, we're gonna have a little
No.
chat.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So I'm actually right. I think you have the boards, right, with all the science. So if somebody's curious and
Yeah.
wants the actual publications sent to you, you can hit me or Rebecca up.
Yeah, I
We
can.
can
Yeah.
send them to you. So there, all the publications are either on the Med blah 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 website or on the government's website. So it's not like we made this shit up. It's actual public research by millions of scientists. But people can go in and read. Actually, I'm just gonna drop this to my computer so I can actually show it on the screen because that will obviously help a little. But we have research like this on every product we have. I'm just going to
Hmm.
show the Acemannan specifically right now, but we have the same kind of studies on everything we do. So basically, these are studies. So you see Acemannan. So since she was talking about kidney now, let's scroll down to kidney. So we have kidney. Then you can go in and look at this. Like depending on what your condition is, do you have metabolism issues? Do you have skin problems? Do you have dental problems? Whatever it is, you click on your thing,
Hmm.
Kidneys, okay. So then it says, do your kidneys need extra support? Acemannan may just be what you're looking for. Acemannan helps reduce the absorption of oxalates by forming insoluble complexes with oxalates that are then excreted through the digestive system. This helps to reduce the reabsorption and therefore decreases their concentration in the body, which can help prevent or delay the formation of kidney stone. Acemannan has also been shown to improve insulin levels, helping to regulate body metabolism and reduce fat and cholesterol accumulation in the kidneys. Acemannan can also act as an antioxidant, helping to protect renal cells from damage. Additionally, by reducing inflammation and improving insulin levels, Acemannan can help with proper metabolic function and aid in overall kidney health. Check out how it supports the kidney. So here, why can't I not scroll down all the way? Hold on. Either way, so there's a link there, and then as you guys see, boom. Okay, this is not our website. This is like some sort of actual study on aloe. So Acemannan comes from the aloe, which is why it says aloe. And then obviously you can go in and dig here. So this is an actual publication from 2004 on what aloe does for the kidneys. And then, if somebody's really interested, they can actually go in and read all this shit. You see, it's a lot here. So if somebody's a doctor, maybe this is more for the doctors to read, or maybe if you guys are interested in reading, like I actually have read a lot of it. I haven't read everything, but we have studies like that on absolutely everything you can think about. So, like you said before, you were talking about colitis, right? So, let's say that this person that has colitis here wants to know about that. So, what is colitis? It's an autoimmune disease. Boom, we can read about autoimmune. What does it do for autoimmune? Boom, then we can go in on the link. Boom, sciencedirect.com. Now we have mannose. You guys remember what I said about mannose? That's the same thing as in breast milk. And then it says what mannose does for autoimmune diseases. And then we can go in. I'm not going to read all of this right now, but basically we have this on everything. So sometimes, and I know that the medical system or like society is trying to confuse people, but just because you got a name of a disease you have, think a little bit about what does it mean? Maybe you should look into what that disease is rather than focusing so much on the name they gave you.
Hmm.
Because most things are autoimmune diseases in some shape or form. IBS is also an autoimmune disease in a way. Like it's not so darn complicated, and most things are just inflammation. That's really what it is. So maybe you should just read about inflammation. Because somebody asked me the other day if we have studies on autism. And now we actually do, because there has been people doing studies specifically on autism. But when this guy was asking me, I remembered, I was like, fuck, I don't know where the autism study is, because it wasn't something that was added into these boards. So I was like, what do I send him? So I started researching, what is autism? Guess what autism is? Can you guess? It's an inflammation of the brain.
Ah, that makes sense.
So I sent him the inflammation study.
Swelling of the brain.
Yep. Because when you really dig into what exactly is autism, it's inflammation of the brain. It's just inflammation of different parts of the brain. So an autistic person obviously doesn't have inflammation of the same place as somebody that got a concussion. It's a different part of the brain, but it's still
Right.
inflammation. So again, like when people, if people really listen to this and hear what it is we're saying, it all makes sense. And I mean, when I first started, I was like that too. I asked questions all the time to Joel, what's this and what's that? But now when I know, like, I don't care. Somebody can come to me and tell me about whatever problem. It doesn't matter what your problem is. All I gotta ask is, or maybe I know right away, but if they say something I haven't heard of before, all I do is Google. Okay, what is this thing? Oh, it's inflammation. Cool. Okay, now I know what you gotta do. Or again, like nutrient deficiencies is very, very common to cause problems. So nutrient deficiencies are like when a baby is born, they're probably, I'm not going to say they couldn't be, but it's probably not inflammation right then it's
Right.
probably a
Yeah, no.
deficiency they're being born with that is causing an issue. And people
Right.
say, oh, but I have all this stuff because of genetics. No, you don't. There is no such thing as genetic diseases. It doesn't exist. There is such thing as a genetic deficiency, though. You get it from your parents because they had a deficiency. Now you have the same deficiency. So guess what? If we fix your deficiency, you're never going to get that genetic disease that you thought you were going to have.
What is it? Gosh, my friend Rebecca calls it the motherfucker gene.
The motherfucker
You
gene.
know that she got where
Oh,
you can't cross
yeah,
M. Yeah, so
yeah,
that
like Gary
M.
Brecka always
Yeah, the
talks
mother.
about
Yeah,
Gary Brecka
that's
gene.
what
Oh
Becca
no, this
calls it.
one.
It's the
Oh yeah,
motherfucker gene.
Gary
Where you
Brecka
can't
gene.
process. I
Yes.
think where they spray the crops with like the excess.
Yeah. So
Is it
actually, that's
folate or
really
folic
good.
acid?
It's methylation, gene methylation, whatever.
Yes, you
Uh,
can't methylate
yes.
B12. I think is what
So
it is.
it's super good that you said that. So when I learned when I started the company, so you're also at this point in the company, all of our products are made for those people too. But when they started back in the days when they made their first formulations of the focus products we have, this wasn't known to humanity. It's a long or whatever. This wasn't like a known information. So their first focus product formula they had wasn't created for that, if that makes sense. And then Steve Burns is a fucking genius, and he's always on top of the game. He reformulated the whole product to fit these people too. So they're always like, we have really good people, and whenever something is comes up or is known or whatever, he reformulates the products. That's why we always have the best.
That's
So
why it's
I'm
so
you're gonna meet him
good.
in Bear Lake, I think. So you like just be
Yes,
ready with a
I'm so
question.
excited. I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
I got to
I'm
spend
like so
4 hours with
stoked.
him in a bus in Mexico when we were driving to the kids, and I wish I had recorded that. That was like my best 4 hours ever. We were just picking his brain about everything, and he has a story about every product, why, how he made it, why it's made the way it is, blah 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 blah. And also, so this core product was actually supposed to launch probably 4 months ago, and the
Hmm.
reason they didn't launch it was because the manufacturer said, so they're only using I feel like it's rice bran to stabilize it. I think it's rice bran. Don't
Okay.
quote me on this, but whatever, something not all natural to stabilize with, right? And the manufacturer said, "Hey, we're out of this, and but we can do it with something else to stabilize." And he said, "Fuck no, we're waiting."
They're
So
like,
that's why
no.
it was just we were
Yeah, no.
waiting and waiting. We're like, when is the product launching? He's like, soon, but we're not doing it. We're not compromising this because everything has to be all natural.
So speaking of that, I had a friend of mine. She texted me today. I won't say the other product. It was for hormone imbalance because when
Mm-hmm.
you hit this age point, like that, you know, you
Mm-hmm.
go through perimenopause or menopause and then postmenopause.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I am none of these because of how I take care of my body and all my blood work's tracking like I'm still in my mid 20s.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately for my friend who's the same age, she's dealing with the perimenopause stuff. And so she sends me the picture of this bottle. I'm looking on the back and I'm like,
Put her
oh
on
my gosh,
balance.
at the fit. I was exactly, I was like, oh my God, at the fillers. So
Yep.
always pay attention to what the other ingredients
Yes.
listed would
Mm.
be. And so then I sent her a picture of the balance and then the back of that.
Are you on
And
the balance?
I do not take balance.
Oh my God, you should, girl.
I have a bottle. I
It's
just haven't cracked open it yet.
it's fucking life changing. So if anybody wants to know, balance regulates hormones, and this is female and male hormone. So what does that mean? It means me personally had ovulation issues, regulated my ovulation. I have no cramps, I have no water retention, no swelling. I bleed for 2.5 days on the dot every month. No mood swings, no PMS, no road rage, nothing. Like Skunko Phil told me, he's like, I never get mad in the traffic anymore. Because it will regulate your hormones is what changes your mood.
Right.
And when it always regulates your hormones, you're where you should be always.
Right. You're
So it
just
doesn't
stable.
put a thing in, it regulates. And that's what I want people to understand, which is why it works for women and men. It doesn't go in and give you testosterone. It doesn't go in and give you progesterone. It doesn't go in and give you estrogen. It regulates your hormones that are already in there. Whatever that means for your body is what it does. And it's called the ingredient is called diosgenin. If somebody wants to look into it, it comes from wild yams, and it basically looks exactly the same that human hormones. And if you think like
That's
back in the
one.
days, all of this shit was probably so irrelevant back in the days because people would just eat food and just be what they were supposed to be. But in this world we live in, food isn't what it's supposed to be. And it's the same with detoxes. Do you think people back in the days would walk around and do parasite detoxes? Probably not. They would just eat food and it detox them. Like I just found out that if you eat a real papaya, it kills parasites. But how many of you guys out there have ever had a real papaya? And I mean a real papaya. It's the same. Did you know that bananas looks nothing like bananas? They're altered by humans. I found out that carrots. Yesterday, I found out that carrots kill fetuses, which is why a lot of people have miscarriages also when they eat a lot of carrots. Because the carrots we have today, carrots is a flower apparently. Like I saw this video about the evolution of the carrot, and what we have today now is literally a fucking murder weapon. And
I
like I don't
love
know if you guys
carrots.
have
You
been on
just killed my
vacation.
carrot dream.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can find the real carrots. I know. Now here's the thing. I believe this kind of shit because when I see these things, I'm like, yeah, I fucking
I
believe
do
it.
too. Absolutely, because everything is changing. What they put in the soil
Yeah.
manipulates our food sources, right?
Yeah.
So
And like I come from
then,
we pick our blueberries and strawberries in the ground over there. And I still to this day, for as long as I've been in this country, I've never seen any blueberry or strawberry that look or taste anything like what I was used to as a kid. Nothing like it. And I always go into the store and I'm like, why are the strawberries like this big? Or why are the blueberries like this big? Like that, it doesn't make any sense.
unfortunately, Max, we live in a place where they allow everything to be genetically modified
Yep.
and pesticides sprayed put over everything. And it is about the dollar sign.
Oh, yeah.
And we're all naive if we do not see that. It's not about, oh, let's mass produce to feed the people. It's let's mass produce to where we can make more money because the faster I can run my equipment, the more I can churn, the more I can sell. It's all about the dollar sign and it's not about taking care of the humans
Mm.
and our bodies. And that's one thing that I love so much about this company is we are on a mission to help save lives, children, women,
Yeah. I
anything.
so hope that you are able to go on the kids trip this year. I'm going to play that video real quick because this
like,
changed my life.
as it already is, to be a reason or a symbol of absolute peace, prosperity, abundance, and change. Creating that tribe of people that can actually bring change when they come together.
And that's it. I mean, you don't need the funds. You need the collaboration. You need the love. You need the tribe. You need the community. You need the resonance, right?
Yes.
With that, everything else will be created. Going through the money is an old way. You don't need to do that anymore. Go directly to what it is that you're manifesting. We're not manifesting through space-time anymore. We're going directly into time-space, which is source of ultimate reality, zero reality. From there, you can create anything you want to. I don't need money for that. Screw the fucking money. Nobody needs it. Without money, there is abundance for all. right?
Yes.
Money creates poverty.
Hey. Okay, mama. Okay. Yeah.
Right?
All right. You want to play that game? All right. Okay. Yeah, all right. I feel like I know what.
You're talking abundance. Don't talk money to me, because that is not abundance. That's poverty.
Ooh. Say that again.
Money is poverty.
I get like a little teary when I look at the videos too.
I do too. I want to go on that trip for sure. I
You
don't know
will
if you'll ever get me to
if
come
you
back
want
though.
to, you will. Like I
I
will
want to
make
be
sure.
left over there.
So, all new people are always prioritized in the draw of a free trip, and then anyone who's been, like I've been already. So if I went this year, I probably just need to pay my trip, but you could probably just get it paid for, and it's the
Yeah.
most incredible thing. And we visited community center. So the community center has orphans and children with parents who can't feed them. So it's both. And yeah, there's so like we were there all day,
I know.
and this one little girl, I guess she was autistic probably. She was just, different. And she was like hiding in the corner all day, and I went up and I tried to like play with her and she would not. And then she came and pulled my arm like later in the day, and she's the one I was squatting with on my shoulder. And like I don't think I'm gonna find the video for another time, but her laugh when I'm squatting is just melts your heart. Like she was so happy, and then she just didn't want to leave. And then all the kids come up when we're leaving and like kiss you on the cheek and say, "I love you.
Oh my
When are you coming
God.
back?" In Spanish, obviously they're speaking Spanish over there.
Yes.
So we went to visit Vicente Fox and his wife, the ex-president. They own 4 charity organizations over there. So they're a part of Alovea as well. Well, they're basically holding the whole Alovea thing in Mexico. That's why it's so big in Mexico. We're huge. We actually have more products in Mexico than in the United States. It's
Been here.
massive over there. Yeah. And then we have 90 different countries, so it's not just there. And if somebody's interested, I'm going to pull up. So the charity Manor Relief organization has their own website. If somebody wants to go check it out, it's called manorrelief.org. So Alovea is owned by this company and another company. And if somebody wants to know where we're donating to on the website. Also on the website, you can buy the book, the Science Behind Aloe, because they grabbed like thousands of books when they try to take it off the market. Because they don't want you to have the book. It's not our book, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
here. So there's a map here. You can see all the orphanages, like Sri Lanka. You can see exactly where they are. Whoops. So obviously the goal is to be in the entire world. And yeah, so people can scroll around here and look. We don't have a lot of places in the United States. Somebody asked, why do you have so few places in the United States? That doesn't make any sense. And somebody actually said, is that because of, how the government works here? And I said, you know what? I don't know the details behind that, but it wouldn't surprise me, and I'm going to find out.
It probably is. I mean,
Yeah. And also, I'm sure
yeah.
that a lot of people here know all the weird shit that going on. Did you hear about the place they found in LA with the tunnels, with all the toys
Hmm.
and clothes and stuff they found, and then they like covered the tunnels, and it's just like so much weird shit going on.
It's horrible.
We need to help the kids. Yeah, somebody was like, well, we should help the kids in our own country. Yeah, but here's the thing, we need to help all the kids. And the thing is, they take children everywhere. They take children from other countries and bring them here. They take children from here and bring them somewhere else. Like, who the fuck knows where the kids are coming from? They're just
No,
transporting them
right.
to wherever the fuck they want.
Who
So,
knows? They
like, we
only go
can't
on these
know.
trips. If a child's
Yeah.
been raised over there, it could have
Mhm.
been a child from the USA that had been
We don't know
taken.
that.
We don't have a clue. So I think the main point is we're on a mission to help humanity. This is not about Max and I can only speak for myself, but I think for
Mm-hmm.
Max too. This is not about us making a crap ton of money. This is about us educating, helping, healing, and saving as many kids as we possibly can. And that's why I'm
Well,
like, what I
I
go
just spent
over there, I'm
product.
gonna want to bring a bunch of kids back.
I spend all my money on product, and I give it. So I buy for my family. I buy for some of my friends. Like my dream would be to just, if I ever meet a person that desperately needs it and they have no money, I just want to give it to them. I don't give a
I've done it
Here's
with a
the thing, I don't
couple
believe in the
bottles.
money
I've got a
system.
couple.
I don't believe in the tax system. I don't believe in any of that bullshit. That's why I'm doing the whole national citizen debt discharge tax bullshit. Like, none of this bullshit matters. Money isn't real. And if people out here's a what's valuable, what I believe is my knowledge. If I was out in the wild, I could figure out how to heal myself. How many people can say that? That's going to be worth more than any fucking money you have. I also know how to start a fire, and I know how to find food. I also know how to survive without food, and I know how to get water. I also know how to shoot a
Maaxx, we
gun.
should go on
I know how to
Survivor. We should go on
Yeah,
Survivor.
right? Yeah. We were talking a little bit the other
We
day about the urine therapy and how, so I have a lot of friends who are into the whole urine therapy, and technically we're actually meant to drink our own urine because it heals and just replenishes the body. But the problem is this: most people's urine is super toxic because
mm-hmm.
people's urine
What they're
isn't.
putting in.
And I told somebody that, and they're like, "Ew." Here's the thing: your urine, if it is what it's supposed to be, is supposed to taste like distilled water. And I can say, if somebody wants to give it a shot, take a sip of your pee and tell me what it tastes like. I bet it did not taste like distilled
Do we
water.
have any takers? Do we have any
Do
takers
have-
on here? Anyone want
But I
to
was like, here's the thing,
give it?
and people might think that this kind of stuff is crazy, but it's not. And unfortunately, I'm sorry to say it, but if your pee is so toxic and disgusting, you're probably not well. Like, that's what you should take out of this information. Not drink pee. I'm like, no, the fact, if you can't, then maybe you should consider how you live. Whether you drink it or not, maybe you should consider how you live.
So you're not promoting drinking your pee, but you're just
Maybe
saying.
do it. Here's the thing, I don't do it, but I've been very curious because I know a lot of people that do it. And you're supposed to, apparently Ben told me the other day, you're supposed to drink your middle third. So if you split your pee session into 3, you're supposed to drink the middle. You don't
The
drink
middle, yeah. You
you
don't do
don't
the
drink the
first pee.
first and you don't drink the
You
last.
can't do the first pee.
Yeah.
First pee, hard no.
But I
Middle
think that
pee, thumbs
people
up.
in general should
Last
look
pee, hard no.
people in general should look and actually smell your pee though. If you don't drink it, take a look at least, because your pee is not supposed to be orange or dark yellow, and it's not supposed to
Or
smell strong.
frothy or any of that stuff. Nope.
Yeah. And if it does, and not to say, here's the thing, my pee can definitely be darker sometimes, and then I know immediately, oh my God, I probably didn't drink enough water today. And it doesn't mean here's the thing, I drink about a gallon of water a day, but I've been doing a shit ton of myofascial release. And if people don't know what myofascial release is, it's when you release tension in your muscle. And you probably need twice as much water when you do that. You can't
Mm-hmm.
drink a normal amount of water when you do a bunch of myofascial release every day. It's not enough.
Or even if you go get a deep tissue like sports massage
Yes,
where they're
exactly.
using the scraping
Mhm.
tools on you, you have to increase your water intake.
Yes.
Hands
So
down, you have to.
these like it can happen to people like us too. Like our pee is not perfect all the time, and then we do something and then we're like, but we know why. We're like, oh shit, okay, I gotta up the water today. Apparently it wasn't enough.
Yes.
It's all of these. I
So
say it's
outside of
drink.
drinking our pee,
Yeah, well, I said I lived. Joel is like my fucking. I know a lot of things on my own, and I know things he doesn't know. But like when it comes to like living and life and spirituality and body, like all these things, I have learned so much since I came here.
and that's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
It's
it's
such a beautiful
incredible.
thing.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, and I know too. Next time we do a live, we'll have to do a spiritual live.
Absolutely.
About
Absolutely.
I was actually playing a video yesterday about how Joel did a video some time ago about how to release trauma instantly, how you basically trap your trauma, enhance it, move it to your hand, and let it go. And I just started astral
Releasing.
projection class last week, and our first week's homework was to basically as often as we could, but every day do the meditation where you pull trauma out of your body. So imagine if
Mm-hmm.
you pull trauma out of your body every single day. Like, because they're saying when you do these kind of classes, you have to be pure, and pure in every shape or form. Pure as in detoxed, pure in your mind. Everything needs to be pure, because you being stressed or anxious or depressed or have negative thoughts, that's also something you need to detox out. Everything isn't physical always. Like the mental shit also needs, that's a fucking disease in itself almost that we need to
That is a
get out.
disease.
Mm-hmm.
Every night I used to do a meditation practice, and I would just do positive energy in, negative
Mm-hmm.
energy out,
Yes.
and visualize the negative energy flowing
You do
out, and I felt so much better.
the ball and the cube. Well, I have a lot of, I'm a crystal nerd now. I just get a crystal subscription and I
I have
have
a
my
ton of
crystal
crystals. We
tumbler.
will have to have a crystal session. I have a whole
Yeah. Oh my God.
ton of
Okay.
crystals.
So actually, I got to show everybody. So yesterday, last night, I got pretty excited, but I found a rock identifier. So basically, I'm supposed to be able to just take my rock here. Let's pretend I have no clue what this is. And then I take a picture here. Let's see. It might be too dark. Let's see if it did it. Okay, and then it's scanning my rock because we pick rocks out in the wild here in the mountains. Okay, so this is a calcite, also known as an Icelandic spark, Caribbean calcite, a mineral easy to obtain, healing stone, um, non-magnetic, blah blah blah. And then it's just telling me a carbonated mineral. Calcite has been popular carving material since ancient times. And then you get all the information about it because when I buy them, I typically know we have a store here. It's called Mama's Minerals, and I fucking love it because you get points too. So I have so many points, so I can go and pick out free crystals. But I live in a place where there are crystals everywhere, and you can just go out in the mountains and just pick them. And obviously, I have no freaking clue what the hell I'm finding. So I just did a 1 month cycle on my rock tumbler. So now they're all like pretty and smooth. And now I'm gonna make jewelry or something with them. So I'm gonna bring a bunch of crystals to Bear Lake and give to everybody.
That's awesome. I take my crystals out like on full moons and do
Hmm.
cleansing to get,
Yeah,
to recharge them and
I even
and
got
then
a
do the
crystal
salt rituals too.
charger here the other day. So you charge your crystals on there. Yeah,
I
I was
love
doing
it.
when I had this mold funk, so I was a little sick here for a few days, not to lie. So Joel gave me his crystal balls, so I was just sleeping with them, and actually made me sleep because I couldn't sleep, and I was like sleeping with the crystals, like knockout. And then literally, I gave him back the crystal the other day, and he almost electrocuted his fucking hand. It like these things they suck
Yeah,
in.
they
So the
charge.
meditation I do, so you all your bad negative energy you put into the ball, and
Hmm.
then you send new good energy from the cube. Well, not necessarily this exact thing. Like when I meditate, I just do it in my mind, but that's technically what it is. So crystal balls take out you, or you send your bad energy into them, and it transmutes it basically.
They absorb the negative
Yeah.
energy.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah.
It's super cool.
And then we need to have those so we can toss them for the energy vampires that we run into. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
I have a
talking
bunch of
about too.
I have a bunch
Be
of
like, here,
tiny
hold this
ones.
cube for, hold this sphere for a minute. Yeah.
Right? That'd be fucking funny. Okay,
Just
awesome.
hold this sphere because you're an energy vampire.
Seriously. I wonder if they would.
Anyways,
Would they?
no, no, they
Would they? Wait,
wouldn't.
I actually I don't know. Did you watch the live from yesterday with the pregnancy stuff? I just want to
Oh
share
yeah, I
with
saw
you.
part of it. I saw
I
part of it.
am
Yeah, with the McDonald's
so
story stuff.
yeah. There's just this one. I saved only one thing inside of here because I want to be able to pull it up. But did you see this? McDonald's fries is like known as a positive IVF tradition for good luck infertility community. Like I am just mind blown over this still. That people are
What?
eating this shit. The fry yeah, it doesn't surprise me because somehow I feel like I've heard it before. So the person that informed us of this is somebody that is kind of famous and recently kind of lost a baby, but she might be willing to talk soon, which I really hope she is, because she could save a lot of lives if she does. But there has been a lot of miscarriages lately. A lot. A lot, let's just say. I even know a bunch of people in the WBFF too. And it
Yeah.
makes me wonder it's not to say that a miscarriage is completely impossible. Of course, shit can happen, but I believe in today's society most miscarriages are not meant to happen. They're
Mm-hmm.
not, because they happen out of shit that isn't supposed to be, because people's bodies don't
Think,
work. And then we went into the whole McDonald's rabbit hole, and basically every single ingredient McDonald's uses is publicly proven to cause hormone imbalances. Guess what the fuck needs to work to be pregnant? Hormones.
mm-hmm.
Like if you
It's mind blowing how
hormones.
much toxins they push into us through that,
Yeah,
right?
and that's so we have this. I want woman Danielle on my live soon, because she's like the pregnancy lady here in Alovea. So she is now, I'm gonna say she's 46, 47, maybe something. She had both of her babies after 40. She wasn't supposed to be able
Holy
to.
shit.
Both of them naturally. Yes. So she has the
Yeah, hell
pregnancy
no.
formula. You want to be on Immune, Acemannan, Limitless, the Betalains, Balance for hormone regulation, and then Fix, which regulates your cortisol, which is extremely important. That's the stress hormone. You don't want your stress hormone to spike, because it can cause a miscarriage, right? So if you take all of these 4 products, that would be your potion for pregnancy. Then as soon as you give birth, you stop Balance, because Balance has a little bit of red sage in it, which can make breast milk a little thicker. You're not going to need the Balance while you breastfeed. Then when you're done with breastfeeding, you go back to Balance again.
Okay, so when you end up getting me knocked up when I'm 50 years old because of doing all this, I'm sending you that baby, okay?
Okay.
Because I told you my hormones are still tracking like I'm in my
But you already
20s.
have kids.
So
You already have kids.
I know, but that doesn't mean that you still can't make more
No, you can't. You
when
absolutely can.
when your body thinks you're still in your mid 20s. I'm like,
Yeah.
Max, you create this little mad combo, and there's no little mini Rebecca. You're raising her. You
Okay.
are
Fine.
raising that.
I'll do it. I'll take it. That's fine. My mom asked me one day, she's like, like all these kids. So here's the thing. My personal story is actually, I'm going to read a couple of comments and I'm going to share my story. Okay. I love Crystal so much that I married Crystal. I love that. Okay.
Oh, that's
Contrary
sweet.
to popular belief, wild rocks can be tamed. You do occult rituals, Rebecca. I love that. Speaking of vampires, shout out Jost. Yes, I need to bring Vampire Jost back soon. He's awesome. He is on product too. We have the entire spiritual community on product at this point, I think. Because
Yes.
all of these people that are spiritual, they understand the value, the true value. Because as I said,
Hmm.
the average person is going to get healthier, and that's great. But if you're on your spiritual journey, that's a whole other conversation about food technology and what it can do for you. It's not only going to help your body, it's going to help your mind and your
Your
meditation and
mind.
your spiritual
Yeah.
growth. Yes. But either way, my story is, so when I was about maybe I wasn't 20 yet. I don't remember. But I got my period when I was maybe 15 or something. And my period was so bad that they put me on birth control to kind of try to manage it. Not for any other reason, but I was literally laying in my bed with 8 towels under me, just bleeding through. And so they gave me birth control. Like, obviously the doctors probably didn't know any better. And I was taking birth control to kind of manage the bleeding, and which it
Hmm.
did, right? So I took birth control for a few years, and then I got super sick. I started getting stomach cramps to the point where I couldn't walk, barely breathe. I had to leave work every day. It was a shit show. So I would go to, and in Sweden we have free healthcare, so you kind of just, it's the same. You can just drop in and pick out birth control like candy. They don't give a fuck. They just give it to you. Like it's good and bad with free healthcare, because it's a little bit too much. You might use it when you shouldn't. So I went to the hospital and I was like, something's wrong with my stomach. I don't know what to do. I can't walk. I'm fucking crawling on the ground. The hospital was right next to my office. And back then I still believed in doctors back then. So I go to doctors. Nobody knows what's wrong with me. I keep going to like 4 different doctors. And then suddenly one doctor said to me, I think you should stop taking birth control, she said. And I was like, huh, okay. So I did. Fast forward a couple of weeks, all my discomfort went away. Went back to the doctor and she was like, yep, I figured that's what was causing it, she said. And then she said, well, I don't know if you know this, she said, but you've been on birth control a long time, which has been basically hiding. So when you're on birth control and you do a blood panel, it's not going to come out accurate. It's not the true result because the birth control is changing you, it's changing your hormones. I'm sure you guys have heard a story about how women suddenly get attracted to men and then they get off birth control and they don't love their husbands anymore because everything about you change. You start attracting things that you don't even like because your hormones are different.
Or out of whack.
This is
Yeah.
real shit. And so either way, so I stopped taking it. She said, well, I don't know if you knew, she said, the birth control has been hiding the results, but you can't get pregnant. You might be able to with doctor help, but you're not going to be able to get pregnant, she says. And I was like, I'm like fucking 18 or 19. I'm like, whoop, whoop, no, like I don't need a protection. Like I don't give a fuck. Like here's the thing, I wasn't planning to have any kids. And then I'm thinking, you know what? If I'm not going to have kids, I better just accept a life without kids. Like, why would I walk around being sad about it? I should just accept that I'm not going to have kids. And okay, so I just kind of was okay with it, you know? And then knowing what I know today, being spiritual, knowing how powerful your mind is, I believe that the birth control initially fucked me up. And then I believe that my mind made me not get pregnant for like 20 years because
Did you
I
believe it?
knew,
Yes.
listen to me here, I knew I couldn't have kids. I've also known I can't get sick for 15 years and I haven't been. I haven't even had a cold in 15 years because I know I can't get it. If you know something, that's your reality. You can't argue if somebody knows something. It's it's real for them. You can create shit with your mind. So I knew for 20 years that I could not have babies. Fast forward, you know, when I'm starting to get into all this like health stuff and shit, and I'm starting to realize that there was never anything wrong with me. The only thing that was off were my hormones because of birth control. And if your hormones are off, you're obviously going to have problems getting pregnant or carry a child, right? But also the doctors back when I was like 18, this is so long ago. I don't blame the doctor for not really knowing this because they probably didn't fucking know. That there was nothing about fixing hormones back then. First of all, TRT didn't even exist probably, which I'm glad I wouldn't have wanted it anyway. But so they wouldn't even like advise of that or anything. But then I'm like, I can for certain fucking have a baby because my hormones are good now. I have no hormone issues whatsoever. So of course I can get pregnant.
So
So
they put me on birth control for the same reason as you, Max.
mhm,
Heavy, menstrual periods and just
mhm.
miserable, and that's what caused my first stroke.
Instead of addressing why we were bleeding so much, which was probably
Right.
just
And that's
thing in
what
our life,
caused,
right?
I'm not going to name the brand of birth control, but that's what caused my first stroke that I had.
Wait, why
And
can we not say the name?
well, I guess we can. It was Yasmin. I don't know if you remember Yasmin or
Yasmin?
not, but yeah,
Oh my God, yes, we had those in Sweden too, I think. Yeah.
yes.
Yasmin
So I
caused
was on
stroke.
Yasmin, and um, I think it just crazied my hormones, and that's when I had my first TA stroke.
Uh-huh.
And I was in my early 20s because I had my kids at 23 and 25. So I'd already had both my children. So I guess I was around 26 when this happened.
Hmm.
And I'll never forget, I had two toddlers. I was a single mom, two toddlers. I can't do this side of my face.
Oh my
I
God. Yeah.
lost my vision. I'm having to fill the phone back then and remember the numbers to call to get help. And
Hmm.
I had an infant and a toddler, and I'm having a stroke. I couldn't talk, and I could still, if I can find the paperwork where I had to sign, like this arm, I couldn't even do anything to sign. I had to make an X to sign as a patient because it had impact out of my body because of taking
I
birth
mean,
control.
crazy girl. I've never met anybody because my mom, she was taking all of these bad brands, and I know that she would always tell me that she was so lucky that none of this stuff actually happened. But there were a lot of people in Sweden that died from birth control. I remember
Hmm.
that was a whole
It's
thing.
horrible.
Yeah.
I look at everything that I've gone through, the strokes, the heart attack, the back, the eyes, all the things, right? I just look at everything and I'm like, okay, God, there is a higher purpose for me. There is a reason
This is
why
what it
I
is,
keep
girl. You're supposed to,
prevailing. Right.
because you will,
I'm a healer.
I know for a fact that there will come a day in the near future when you have nothing left, nothing bad left. And I always, whenever something happens to me, I always say, well, I'm obviously meant to go through this, because how could we possibly help somebody if we don't understand
Right.
what they're going through? You
No,
can't.
and I believe that
That's why I don't
wholeheartedly.
like a lot of doctors, because a lot of them haven't even gone through. And the funny thing is, like, the few doctors that I do trust, that I know, that have become friends, that open their own holistic clinics, were all regular doctors in a hospital that suddenly one day got sick and realized how fucked up the medical system is.
Mhm.
But they don't even know, because they just go in there and shove shit into people. I'm like, you wait and see. Let's shove it into you and see how you feel. Like, because they don't
Mhm.
fucking know. If you can't apply a feeling, you don't understand.
You don't. So, no, to your point, I do feel like that everything I've gone through is
Mm-hmm.
with purpose, is with intent, it was part of the plan,
Mm-hmm.
and it allows me to be able to have real conversations with people, like, and be able to either, show sympathy or empathy
Mm-hmm.
and connect. And I'm on this healing journey, not only for myself, but to help others around me. And that's why, for me to do this and be part of this company is a very selfless act, because I do not expect anything in return for my own personal gain. I
You
want
don't.
to
Here's the
help
thing.
everyone else around me.
What I want to do in this company, like, this is how I see, because I know there are so many people, including myself. I don't give a fuck. And I know for a fact that Joel would do anything for me to be more successful. And it's the same. I will do anything for him to be more successful. I will do anything for you to be more successful. We don't need it, because the rest need
Yeah,
it for you. Like, I don't know what to say, but it's like, and I believe it's like, what goes around comes around. What you put out is what you receive. And I
it
believe that every
is.
human being, we're meant to do things for other people. And if somebody understood that, like, have you ever, like, okay, so I went out someday, this is right before I moved over here to Albuquerque, and I was in a parking lot with my friend, went into the grocery store, and this lady runs up to me. She's like, I need $79. And I was like, okay, that's a very specific number. I'm thinking, okay, it's $79. And she said something, and I'm like starting to digging through my wallet. And I don't know, I didn't have $79 cash, but I had whatever, and I gave it to her. And my friend is like, she's looking, and I was like, I don't know what that was about. She's like, maybe she was just gonna, steal it, do whatever. I was like, out of whatever. Either way, long story short, I never have cash on me. I don't even know I had cash that day. I
Yeah,
did something, but I never had cash. I get home 3 days in a row. I found $20 bills in my dryer. Why? I didn't put any fucking cash in my clothing. But what I'm my point of the story is: have you guys ever done something for somebody and then it's just coming back to you?
absolutely.
It does.
Absolutely.
So imagine if you started doing more for other people, it will come back to you. And I don't mean go out and give somebody $1 million and then think you're gonna get 2 million tomorrow. Like, there is more to it. And I have actually the kids video I was playing. So the woman's voice that is talking, we call her Mama, and maybe you get to talk to her someday. But it's like where I can, I've been in my spiritual growth, and suddenly one day Joel told me, "I think you are ready to talk to Mama," he said, and I did, and she's very special, let's just say. And she said to me, Maaxx, is there anything that is preventing you from saving every child in the world? And I said, no. And then we were talking about all of this, and she's asking, what I need to save all the kids, blah, blah, blah. I don't know the exact words that were uttered here, but somehow I thought in my mind, which I still do sometimes, but I thought in my mind I needed money to save the kids. And she said, why? So you know, I'm a master manifester. I really am. I'm a fucking master manifester. Anyone who knows me closely knows this. And she said, why would you stop halfway? You need money to save the kids. Why are you manifesting money when you can just manifest this saving the kids? Why are
Saving
you
the
stopping
kids.
in the middle? Because and I
Yeah.
say to people, okay, you think you need money, but think a little further ahead. What do you need the money for? You need safety, you need shelter, you need food, blah, blah, blah. Why are you not manifesting that instead? Why are you stopping? Because the money isn't going to make you happy, but maybe something that somehow the money could get you would make you more happier. But technically, you don't even need money. Joel, a little while back, everyone probably heard about his motorcycle accident, so he doesn't have it right now. But he manifested a motorcycle. A couple of weeks later, he got a free bike. So you're saying you don't need
It
money.
happens.
You do not
No.
need money. And I think if people could put aside that thought that they need money,
Mm-hmm.
they would start to understand that all the things you want and need can come anyway. And money is not real. How much actual money do you guys think exists in the world? 10% of money is maybe real. The rest is just a digital number on a screen that doesn't even exist and never will. And if somebody did this, all of that would be gone.
One
And
computer hack gone.
the
Okay.
reason why money doesn't have any value anymore, because every time new debt is created, the interest is new currency that didn't exist prior. So let's say you went to the bank and you took a loan for $100,000 or whatever, and then now you have to pay interest. That interest is now, boom, suddenly created as new currency that didn't exist before. So every single second of the day, new currency is created, which is why your money keeps losing value. So do you see why I'm saying money doesn't matter? Money doesn't fucking matter at all. It doesn't have any value. And technically, that quick, your money could be worth nothing.
I think we're heading in that direction a little bit. But do we want to take the final 10 minutes, Max, if there's any more questions? Because it's way past my bedtime, girl. I'm about to fall out.
Yes. I was going to say same. No. But let's see.
Baby girl over here's on Eastern time, okay?
I
We
don't know if
Eastern
Max is...
over
No.
here.
Ben. Hey, Ben. Yes, I've been reading all the comments. Ben is on here. Unchained Brain. You're going to meet him soon, I'm sure. Ben, Rabecca is awesome. If you want to connect with her, have her on your podcast or something, I can connect you guys. Ben is awesome. He's the spiritual guru, man, that has invented a device where you hang upside down and can manifest instantly.
I
fucking
saw
cool.
that.
Yes.
That
you
is
guys
awesome. I saw that.
You
Ben, you're
guys
the
need to
man.
talk for sure.
Yes.
What else we got here? I think I read all the comments in here. Some of the platforms' comments I can't see while we're on, but I guess I'll see them later. Much love, yes, Ben. Okay, well, I think we're good. So the replay of the episode is on my Rumble automatically. It posts as we do this.
Okay.
So it's on Rumble already. And then I think you can rewatch them on Facebook and X as well. Instagram, it's not, but I added little short clips. And yeah, Rumble is the place. They are on YouTube too. And honestly, I have never gotten a ban on YouTube, which is fucking surprising. I'm actually kind of shocked. They haven't banned any of my videos.
Well, we're going to put it out to the universe that it will not happen. They're all going to stay up.
And if it doesn't matter anyway.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? Where there's a will, there's a way, and we'll always find the way, Max.
Always. And this is popping now. I love these lives. Well, my plan was to do them once a week, but now yesterday I had one, due today and tomorrow I have one too. I have Nikki Ellis tomorrow. We're going to do a spiritual talk, and she's also going to share. She has only been on products for a couple of weeks, and she's lost, I'm going to let her share her story, but she lost 17 pounds of inflammation in like 10 days.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. So I'm super excited to be part of the journey and to keep going and to help as many people as we possibly can. So that's what it's all about.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
We'll do this again. Thank you so much for coming. Your story is...
Thank you. I want to go night-night.
Night.
Bye, girl. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Ben, I'm going to connect you and Rebecca so you guys can talk. If any of you guys, I truly think you should go and try some product. Go to RebeccaLee.myAlovea.com, get some Immune and Limitless, or either you can get the Immune and Limitless, or honestly, if you want to kickstart with just one thing, I will get the Core. So the Core is the new one that has a little bit of Immune and Limitless in it, but it's also great for detoxing. And you guys, everyone needs a detox. So if you think that you are kind of bad right now, you feel like you're dealing with a little bit, you can do 2 a day, one in the morning, one in the evening, or you can start with one and kind of see where it goes. Maintenance, I would just do 1 a day. That's what I do. But as I said, again, if you feel like you're dealing with some shit, maybe you can do 2 a day. I also have a new Pure Blood launch. So this is my shirt here, Pure Blood. The website is officialpureblood.com. And I have a brand new launch coming out, which I'm super stoked about. Probably going live. I just need to wait for my samples to come because I don't like to put fake digital photos on my website. I like real photos that I take myself. I do all the photos and videos and everything myself. So maybe in a couple of weeks, I will release the new shirts. They're fucking dope. I love you all. Thank you so much for being on. I saw that there were a bunch of people on here. I have one comment here I'm going to pull in. And by the way, as far as I know, all money exists globally, about $90 trillion. Greetings from Switzerland. Oh, this is, you know what? One of my resources for information is actually in Switzerland. You guys have some, some shit over there. And I get a lot of my news from straight from Switzerland. And no, you are incorrect. Here's the thing. If you want to actually dig into the whole money system and how it works, so I am down the rabbit hole on national citizenship, sovereign being, debt discharge, no taxes, no driver's license, all of that stuff. And more of it will come, but I will not be on here and share. You guys know that when I finally share something, I need evidence. I need evidence, evidence, evidence. So that's why I'm waiting till I finalize everything for myself so I can show you guys what it is. But most money is not real. And money doesn't have much value. I don't know about you guys in Switzerland. If you are in Switzerland, your country is a little different than the United States. Over in the United States, when we're born, our social security numbers, our bank accounts, it's attached to a trust fund that has money that is supposed to pay for us. It works different in different country, but most money in the world is fake. Actually, Mr. Tino the Mib, I have a recommendation for all of you guys, but for you specifically. If you guys want to start learning more about this stuff, I'm going to pull up a link for you. I also have a free ebook you can download that has tons and tons and tons of links and information if you want to go down the rabbit hole, because I'm a rabbit holer myself and I think you all should be. But the first thing you can go check out is this. Okay, the first thing you guys can go check out is this. If you go to YouTube, you search Illuminatus Triology. This book is from 1975 and basically shared everything. Shared it all. Everything about money, about taxes, about election, about COVID, about transhumanism. Everything is in there. So I would say step number 1, guys, read the books. After you read the books, please come back and ask for more, because like this shit makes me so excited, and I truly hope you guys want to go down the rabbit holes with me, because it's a lot. Trust me, it's a freaking lot. But everything is in those books, so that's a very good start. If you read that first, you probably have a lot of clarity on things, and then after that, I'm happy to share even more in my free ebook, which is on 1 second, let me see. No, that was not the link. Damn it. Hold on. Why do I keep forgetting what the link is? Oh, here. So here's my free ebook. My free ebook has 9 pages of links to things to check out. Meditations, frequencies, sounds, learning about the system. Everything is in the book. All the links are there. So you can go to biohack.myflowdesk.com/love. Here you can download your free ebook with 9 pages of all the information you can think of. You can also join my free community. It's completely free to join. I have a bunch of classes and courses and stuff to watch and learn. So let's go, guys. And again, go grab your Acemannan and Betalains at RebeccaLee.myalovea.com. And I'll see you guys tomorrow because I'm going live with Nikki Ellis tomorrow, which is going to be freaking super exciting. It's going to be her Acemannan story, and then we're going to talk about spirituality. And I might have our neurophysiologist Mindy on too. Not confirmed yet, but maybe. So that would be a badass lineup of ladies tomorrow. So I will see you then, and have a really good night. Me? Am I getting out here? Come on.